Good morning, students. Today I am going to start with the part 3 recording of lesson number 3, changes in the means of transport. But before I move ahead, let us take a quick recap of what all portion I have completed in the recording of part 1 and part 2 of lesson number 3, SS, changes in means of transport, grade 3. So in the previous record I had taught you that how things are used to move from one place to another, and that is known as a means of transport. Before these things were invented, people used to travel on foot, and after some time they started domesticating animals. So these animals were used to carry people as well as they were trained to carry goods. After that, the wheels were invented, and with the development of the wheel, the transportation was made more easier. It was more easy to travel from one place to another. And of course, because of the wheel, wooden carts were invented, which was drawn by the horses and all the domesticated animals. Then the traditional means of transport gave rise to the invention of modern means of transport, and this all was possible because of the invention of the wheels. Okay, then after that, the early transportation, that is the crude ways of traveling, cart, cycle and rickshaw, it was pulled either by human beings or by animals. Okay, there was no engine, but after the invention of engine, which was used in modern transport, this transportation also used fuel to give power, fuel like petrol, diesel, steam, electricity and CNG, that is compressed natural gas, which these all fuel gave power to the vehicles which had engines fitted inside them. So it made the traveling more easy and more comfortable, and with that the various transportation was invented in the form of land transport, water and air transport. And then this was a early history of transport where the early men walked using vehicles, and then the wheel was invented, which gave rise to carts pulled by animals, and with the invention of the wheel and also with the invention of engine, trains made the traveling very fast, and also the modern means of transport used engine and fuel, which made traveling all the more easy. Okay, then we analyzed each and every means of transport, that is the land transport, water transport and air transport. In the land transport, we had two modes of traveling, that is by road or by rail. Road, in that concrete road were used, and in the rail trains were used. In the railways, different types of trains like local train, metro train, bullet train and monorail have been used to make traveling more easier. And because of using the road transport, land transport and rail transport, villages and towns got connected to the major cities of Mumbai, Delhi. Okay, traveling made easy. The distant places of distant places of villages, they got connected to the urban cities. Then we analyzed what is water transport, where the people lived on the river banks and they used wooden logs to move from one side of the river to the other side, and with the invention of rafts, and then after with the invention of canoes and boats, and then after that with the invention of ships and boats using engines, these modes of transportation, they were used to carry goods and passengers. And different types of ships, we analyzed different types of ships, and the place where the ships are kept safely is known as harbor, and where the people and things are loaded and unloaded, there is a special place near water body. Those places are known as ports. And then we also analyzed what is hovercraft and what is submarine. Okay, this is just a quick recap of what all I covered in part 1 and part 2. Then we analyze what is air transport. It is the fastest means of transport invented by Wright brothers in the 20th century. Modern aeroplanes can carry thousands of passengers, and they can reach any far off place in a very short period of time. All the major cities have international airports. Okay, then after that, helicopter, it reaches difficult places where it is not connected by any modes of transport. Helicopter reaches there. It is used to take soldiers from one place to another. It is also used to transport goods. It is used to provide aids in places which have been hit hard by natural calamities. And then rockets, where astronauts use rockets to reach space, and these drones are the latest development in the air transport. Okay, now we start with our today's study, that is the impact of changes in the means of transport. Now, what effect we have witnessed because of the changes from the earlier mode of transport to the current mode of transport that we are using now. Of course, with the passage of time, the means of transport that were used in earlier days were very slow paced, like bullock carts. It was very slow. It took months, days, months and years to reach from one part of the world to the other part. But now, with the invention of the modern means of transport, the traveling has become more faster. The fast-paced vehicles have made life more easier and more comfortable. The world has literally shrinked. It seems as if the world has literally shrinked, and it is very easy to go from one part of the world to the other part of the world in a very short period of time. Traveling has become very easy, very comfortable, and within a very short period of time, we can reach anywhere or to any part of the world without losing our precious time. So these are the advantages of the fast-paced vehicles of modern times. Now, after we go through the advantages, these fast-paced vehicles have also given rise to the negative effects. And these negative effects we can see in our environment. Our Mother Nature is literally suffering the negative effects these fast-paced vehicles have given. Now let us see what are the negative effects. In form of what are these negative effects being witnessed? Now the first thing that the modern vehicles give out is smoke. Land transport, exclusively land transport, gives out a lot of smoke, and this smoke has given rise to air pollution. Air pollution major cause is the smoke. You can see this is a culprit which has given rise to air pollution. Lots of vehicles run on the road. The movement has increased. You can see everywhere there is traffic jam, and the horns are continuously, the drivers of the vehicles, they continuously keep on honking the horns. They do not stop. Yes, let us wait for some time. There is no thing called as waiting time. They are so impatient, so restless that they continuously keep on honking their horns. And this continuous honking of the horn has given rise to noise pollution. And both this pollution has made these health problems all the more strong. Health problems in the form of asthma, in the form of respiratory diseases, you experience headache, and then there is loss of hearing ability, deafness. You are able to hear less. These are all the primary health problems that you experience because of air pollution and because of noise pollution. Now then, there should be some solution by which these problems can be reduced. They cannot be nullified. They cannot be completely removed from our system, but they can be reduced to a little percentage of the impact can be reduced. How we can reduce air pollution and noise pollution? You can see the government of many states have made the installation of CNG kit in public transport, has made it very compulsory that the public transport install CNG kit in their engines. Instead of using fuels, they should use CNG kits. Like for example, school buses, auto rickshaws, they have been strictly told by the government, state government, to use CNG instead of using the fuel based engines. So this use of CNG has to little percent reduce the impact of air pollution. And then you can also avoid using horn instead of continuously honking and when the traffic signal is telling you to wait. Why can't we be more patient and do the patient instead of continuously honking, can't we be more at peace with ourselves and avoid using horn for a long time? Then there are eco-friendly ways to travel. Bicycle is the most eco-friendly ways to travel to a short distance. If the distance is less and you want to buy something, you can cycle, you can pedal your way up to that particular shop or to that particular place if the place is at a reachable distance. And then there are battery operated rickshaw. So this both are the eco-friendly ways by which you can reduce the impact of air pollution. Then you can always walk. Walking is a very good form of exercise. If the place is at a walkable distance, you can always walk to that destination. If you want to buy something from the store, nearby store, and it is at a walkable distance, you can always walk instead of taking out your bike. So walking is a good form of exercise. Try walking up because it will benefit you. Then you can have carpools. Now let us see what is the meaning of carpool. Now let me take an example, like you have an open day and your parents, both your mom and dad, are planning to visit your open day. Then your mom's friend calls up that even I want to go to the school. Can I come with you? And your mom says, she readily says, yes, of course, why not? We are going, you can readily join us. One more of your friend's mom calls up your mom and she says that she also wants to come to school for the open day. Okay, then your mom says, yes, of course, we are going. So it's like you are not there, of course. Your mom, your dad, and two of your friends' moms, like 4 people. Instead of individually going to the same destination, that is your school for open day, individually 3 cars, your parents' car, your friend's car, and another friend's car. Instead of taking the 3 cars to a same destination, that is school, for the open day, all 4 of you travel in 1 car. So the pollution is less. The pollution of the 3 car is reduced to just 1 car. This is known as carpool. If you are going to the same place, the destination is same to a number of people. Instead of individually taking out your individual vehicle, all 4 of you share in 1 car. This reduces your pollution, and it is a very good way by which you can reduce the impact of problems. So carpooling is really a very good idea, wherein you can share 1 vehicle and 4 or 5 of you can travel in that vehicle. Okay. Now next is public transport like bus, train. Instead of going in a car, you can also use public transport. If you have to travel within the city, you can always take the help of public transport like train and bus, so that the pollution is reduced. And of course, like I said, CNG is a best way by which you can reduce the pollution to half. It's a eco-friendly way. These are all the eco-friendly ways by which you can travel from one place to the other place without causing lots of problem to yourself as well as to all the people around you. Okay, with this we complete the lesson, that is lesson number 3, changes in the means of transport, grade 3 SS. Thank you and have a nice day.